Thanks for joining us, everyone. We begin tonight with the National Economic Council meeting, where the Council has recommended the withdrawal of the current tax reform bill from the National Assembly in order to pave the way for more comprehensive consultation and consensus building amongst key stakeholders. Making the recommendation in response to a presentation by Chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms Committee, Tolu, the Council called for more extensive consultation with stakeholders to align on the far-reaching impacts of the proposed tax reforms. TVC News State House correspondent Femi Akonde has more.
A setback for President Bola Tinubu's tax reform bills, which the federal government insists will enhance efficiency and eliminate redundancies across the country's tax operations. The National Economic Council also expressed its reservations over concerns raised about the spirit and letter of the bills, but it advised that the bills be withdrawn to ensure wider consultations
for the proposed reforms. So Council therefore recommend the need to withdraw the bill currently before the National Assembly on tax reforms, so that we can have wider consultations and also build consensus around these reforms for the benefit of
This approach aligns with NEC's statutory responsibilities to advise the President on economic matters and policy implementation.
Third fund to the growth and development of education in Nigeria. Furthermore, on the rationale behind the establishment of NASS, that is the mandate of NASS, which is to encourage production of local goods and services.
The National Economic Council also directed the Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation to commence a comprehensive integrity review of the state of Nigeria's waterways and dams as part of efforts to mitigate the ravaging impact of floods.
There was serious emphasis on the need for a massive program of dredging or desilting of the waterways, and have a firm program of continuous desilting almost on an annual basis.
The Council was also given updates on the ongoing economic reforms and its impacts.
Investment in resilient infrastructure and services for internally displaced persons and host communities, because it's not only the internally displaced person that needs support, but host communities need support as well in order to host them.
People are paid after they have been uniquely identified biometrically, and they are paid digitally through a bank account or mobile wallet. And those payments have been rolled out. We have reached 5 million households.
The National Economic Council's recommendations are just advisory, but it may go a long way in determining President Tinubu's next course of action, and also set a process for further engagement with the governors and other critical stakeholders. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.
Meanwhile, the Presidency has released an explainer on the proposed tax reform bills in the release by the Special Advisor to the Presidency on Media and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga. He explains that the bill is not against the North, rather it will benefit all states. The explainer is coming on the heels of the position of governors of 19 northern states of Nigeria who met on Monday to express their disapproval of the bill. He said these reforms emerged after an extensive review of existing tax laws. He said the Nigeria tax bill aims to eliminate unintended multiple taxation and make Nigeria's economy more competitive by simplifying tax obligations for businesses and individuals nationwide. Joining me on the news tonight is business editor Tolu Ogunjobi for more on this development. Tolu, thank you for joining the news earlier.
Good to be here.
It would seem that the most controversial part of the bill here has to do with the proposed derivation of VAT distribution model, which the northern governors have opposed. Well, it sounds like the presidency is saying the region has nothing to fear, right?
Yeah, because clearly if we look at it before now, Section 40 of the VAT Act, the sharing formula before now used to be federal government 15%, that's for VAT, and federal and state government 50%, local governments get 35%. But I think the worry here is that companies are domiciled in Lagos, Abuja, and some places, and they believe that that's where they want to pay their taxes, their headquarters, and all of that. So tax offices are not where the services are consumed. So I think that is the worry. And maybe one way or the other, like the governor of Oyo State said, there need to be more consultation, maybe to look at this. The Taiwo Elele committee is supposed to work for a year, but I think it's even over a year now. And so I don't know how much of consultation. I know they did a lot of consultation, but I think maybe they will need to do more so that they can, put everybody on the same page. So yes, there is a bit of worry with regards to that, but let's see how it can be properly managed, because I think all interest needs to be protected here. Absolutely. Because we need to actually reform our tax laws. It's long overdue.
Well, the concerns were first expressed by the Northern Governors Forum. Now the entirety of the Governors Forum is asking the presidency to take a second look at the document. Mr. President can't go against these governors, can he?
Yeah, I should think so too.
From the political point of view.
From the political point of view. But when it comes to reality, the president is determined to reform this country. And one thing that is important is that there must be a handshake between the fiscal side and the monetary side. And we've had these challenges with regards to the fiscal side. We have cases where people pay 2-3 different kinds of taxes, and you see businesses complaining and talking about who do we really pay to? How do we streamline all of this? There is no increase in any of these taxes. They are not saying there's going to be any increase, but they are saying that we have to make it more accountable, more transparent. And the administration has to be perfect and clear, transparent. Let people know what is coming in and how it goes out. For example, let's look at this, the Nigerian tax bill, like you said earlier, to eliminate multiple taxation. We know that government has been trying to encourage small businesses. How would you encourage small businesses when they don't even know who to pay taxes to? How can you grow an economy like that? We are challenged at the moment because there are reforms being undertaken by government. But if the monetary side, that is the central bank being led by Mr. Cardoso, if he continues to do what he's doing and nothing comes from the fiscal side like this, then there will be a problem. Joint Tax Board, Nigerian Revenue Service, that's also very, very key. FRS becoming Nigerian Revenue Service. We know that that organization or that agency is to raise revenue for government. They should make money for government. So I think in all, we're not going to throw away the baby under the bathwater.
Absolutely.
Let's sieve it. Let's get the rights. The ones that needs to be touched, tweaked, let them tweak it. But I think that we should not just ignore this committee. They've worked so hard with private sector guys contributing to their quota. I think they should just look at it and, see how...
I agree with you. There are more items on this bill apart from the VAT distribution model.
Yes.
Perhaps they will take the most controversial one out for
maybe.
To review it for later.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, we'll get more of this.
Yeah, of course.
I believe.
I'll join you
later
at about 10:30. Yeah.
Thank you, Tolu, for the